Alright, so, I started making videos for a reason. It's because I couldn't get any help. People couldn't because of their families. And it doesn't occur to them that I don't get to see anyone that I care about. Ray got a hold of me. She wants me to take the videos down. Problem is, I don't know how. I told Shannon Alvarado I would take that video down months ago, but I don't know how. I did the best I could by clicking on the little thing that makes it so that only I can see it. I don't know why, but other people can still see it. It had over 200 views last time I noticed. The thing is, I'm going through a lot of hell, and I'm speaking out about it. People don't like that. They don't like the fact that I do so publicly. But I asked these people for help. They couldn't, because of things that I didn't do. When Rihanna offered to let me stay up here and I drove all the way here, I didn't really have the money to come all the way here, but it was a safe place and she offered. But she wasn't able to because her husband said no. It would have been nice to find that out before I got here. That was last year. She says her husband is not a predator now, and it was all because of her drinking. And that it's not cool for me to make these videos. Yeah, it's also not cool for him to treat me like shit. I never did him wrong. I never harmed him. I didn't make it a choice between being my friend or losing your family. I didn't make it that choice. That's a control issue from somebody who wants to be a dick. I never did him wrong. I never harmed him. I never threatened him. I never copped an attitude with him. I just took it. And it is abusive. Him coming in and slamming stuff around and fucking slamming doors. It's the same thing Lana does. You do what she wants or she throws a temper tantrum. He's allowed to have friends and you're not. I didn't do anything to the man to deserve that. I didn't do anything to Lana to deserve that. I needed help, and the help that you offered, you couldn't provide, and I understand that. I'm not angry with you for that. I'm angry at the way that he treated me, and the way that he treated you in front of me. Now, as soon as you got a hold of me, I knew exactly who it was that got a hold of you. Did I guess right? Was it Amanda Engeline? I'm betting it was. I speak out for a reason. When I needed help, people offered to help how I needed. And when I got there, they couldn't help how I needed. They couldn't help how they said they would. But I've already invested the resources, and I have no resources to get anywhere else. I want to die because I can't see my friends. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to speak out about this. I'm not allowed to be angry or frustrated. I'm not allowed to want my life to end. I love Ray, and because she asked, I would love to take that video down. Problem is, I don't know how. And I made a lot of videos. A lot of them. There's over 300 something videos on that. How I respond to abuse is to shut down. How I respond to not being allowed to see any of my friends or family is to shut down. And people treated me like shit for that. Now I scream, and people treat me like shit for that. I begged for help. I was offered the help that I needed. Ray Ray, unlike many people, Ray Ray didn't ask for anything in return. She offered help that she couldn't provide, and it makes her cry. I need help getting a place where I can sit down and organize all of this stuff that I gotta go through. I mean, there's just too much information. Some of those videos are examples. I made a video about how there's certain things that I can't talk about in public. And then I talked about that stuff in public, and the things that I said would happen if I talked about them in public happened. Her husband shouldn't have treated me like shit. I don't get physically violent. I can't go to the cops. All I can do is take it. Or go away, and I have nowhere to go and no way to get there. I didn't choose this. I didn't choose all of the crap that all of these people are going through. I didn't choose poverty. I didn't choose abuse. I just had to take it because there was nobody there for me. Nobody there to protect me from these people. Meanwhile, you'd pay taxes for programs that are supposed to help. They don't help me get to a safe place. People keep saying to go to the library. The library is not a safe place. If I'm having a panic attack at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't go to the library. I'm permanently stuck out here in public because of the abuse that I endured. Ray Ray didn't abuse me. She didn't snap at me. She didn't yell at me. She was completely understanding. People say their business isn't for the internet. I agree. And if I had any other recourse, if I had the actual help that I was told that I would get, I wouldn't have to do this. If I was able to get an attorney, I wouldn't have to go through this. If the police had done their jobs, I wouldn't have to do this. If Rihanna's husband wasn't such a dick, I wouldn't have to do this. If you don't want me to speak out, then you need to either keep your word to help me without treating me like shit for it, or you need to kill me. Rihanna was not able to keep her word. Shelly didn't keep her word. Lana didn't keep her word. Amanda didn't keep her word. Danica didn't keep her word. Natalie didn't keep her word. Alicia didn't keep her word. Aunt B didn't keep her word. Because they all have families and I don't. And their families are more important than I am, and I have to understand that, and I do. But they should have told the truth about it instead of abusing me over it, instead of punishing me over it. I make these videos because I can barely function. Now, I screenshotted all of the messages between me and Ray Ray going all the way back to when me and her first became friends on Facebook. It shows that she was trying and that she wasn't allowed. That I expended a lot of resources that I didn't have to try to believe those words that she couldn't keep. I don't hate her for not keeping her word. See, because unlike Lana and Amanda, Ray Ray didn't treat me like shit. She wasn't twisted and conniving and vindictive. These people played a lot of fucking head games with me, but Ray Ray didn't. I'd take the videos down if I could. At the same time, the man is abusive. She's not allowed to have friends. He hates me and I've never done anything wrong to him. And I'm certain they don't like having videos up about them. Just like Lana and Amanda and Miss Jerry don't. They should have kept their word. What Lana and Miss Jerry, or what Lana and Amanda did to me while I was up there in Montana and when I left, that's not acceptable. That's not how you treat somebody who needs help. I paced because I wasn't allowed to speak. Lana's words were always more important than mine. Her opinion without finding out what was going on was more important. I jumped through all those hoops up there. They had a lot of expectations of me that I couldn't just jump and do. I had to find out what was going on in the courts down there in Colorado. Amanda treated me like shit on that phone call that I recorded because I went back down to Colorado to go to court. That's specifically what I went down there for. But Amanda didn't keep her word, and neither did her mother. And all of the work that I did, and I'm not saying that I'm the only one who did anything, but all of the work that I did, all of the time that I spent, all got thrown out of the window because I wouldn't have sex with Lana. My second day there, and I got to hear her throwing tantrums every single day. Just like Rihanna's husband throwing tantrums. Meanwhile, I throw my tantrums on Facebook and on YouTube because I'm not allowed to in real life. I'm not allowed to stick up for myself or I'm punished. That's the point here. With Ray Ray, she said I could stay there a few times, but it turned out that I couldn't. She said I could use her mailbox, but her husband doesn't want me there. He doesn't want me being friends with her, so I can't use her mailbox. Without a friend to talk to have some happiness with, some joy in life. I don't have a reason to continue. I keep having people ask me if I'm in Boulder and invite me to come see them in Boulder. I can't see them without being abused, and that's the reason that I'm fucking suicidal. I need someone to stop and try to understand. If I could see my friends in real life without being abused and treated like shit for it, I would have never gotten on Facebook about it. I'd never gotten on YouTube about it. I needed help getting an honest day in court. I can't even get somebody to take a look at it. I can't even get to an environment where it's not people slamming doors and screaming at each other, and they don't understand that that's what's preventing me from being able to do the things that I need to do. I'm scared, but I'm not allowed to be because I have a penis. Meanwhile, people keep asking me to do things that I don't know how to do. People who weren't able to keep their word, and I'm supposed to understand. But I can't do what they want, and they don't understand. They don't try to understand. I didn't make these videos to be vindictive. I made these videos so people could learn from them. This is what happens when you go through severe quantities of abuse for shit you didn't do. I never raped anybody. I never molested anybody. I never killed anybody. I never stalked anybody. I should have been allowed an honest day in court. If these people had kept their words, I could have had one. But they couldn't. Most of them because of family. I recorded phone calls with most of the people that said they'd make a report and didn't. I recorded phone calls with a few of the people. Well, I can't say most of them. There was a lot of people that couldn't keep their word. There was a lot of people who didn't make a report and said that they would. These people don't want to be exposed for not keeping their word. I did my best to keep mine. I fulfilled my end of the bargain. Sean, if you show up here, I got a place for you. So I showed up here. I fulfilled my end of the bargain. Sean, if you jump through these hoops, I'll help you how you need. And I jumped through those hoops, and they couldn't help me how I needed. They said that they could, but then after I did my part, they didn't do theirs. What Lana and Amanda did to me was horrible. They didn't understand the sheer quantity of shit that I was going through, and they didn't care. They have each other. Miss Jerry's not alone. Lana's not alone. Amanda's not alone. Ray Ray has her family and a roof over her head. I'd love to get a job. I can't physically or mentally take care of myself. Without my loved ones, I don't have a reason to live. And I jump through all these hoops for help that people promise, and they aren't able to come through, and I have to understand. But do they try to understand? With Ray Ray, I let her know a long time ago that I couldn't sleep because I had nightmares, and I told Lana and Amanda that up there. Amanda tried playing it off like I was up all night playing video games, and I wasn't. I'm petrified to go to sleep. I have nightmares. I pass out when I'm completely exhausted, and I can't wake up from the nightmares. I have these nightmares over the abuse that I was put through. I didn't do anything to Ryan for him to do the things to me that he did. I'm not going to call Ray Ray a liar because she tried to keep her word. She just wasn't allowed. Whereas Lana, Amanda, and Miss Jerry are liars. Aunt Bee's not a liar. She just wasn't allowed to help. Not how she said she would, anyway. Tabby's not a liar either. I went through hell there. There's a reason I'm suicidal. The help they give me for being suicidal is to do exactly what it is that makes me suicidal. To separate me from my friends and from my loved ones. And treat me like I deserved it. I want my life to be over for a reason. I'm not allowed to say that. On the bright side, people aren't assaulting me right now.